Welcome viewers. Today we will start new topic, work, energy and power. All of you are aware of these terms, work, energy and power. And what is work? You know, work is said to be done when a force acts on an object and object moves in the direction of force. It is displaced in the direction of force. The work, if somebody says in common language that I am doing a project here at this table that is placed and I am writing a letter here and there is no displacement, and he is saying I am working constantly from last 2 hours, it doesn't mean that he is working. In science, in language of physics, his work is zero. So what is work? Work refers to scalar product of two terms, force and displacement. How will you define work? That work is scalar product, that is W is a scalar quantity, and scalar product, another name is dot product. So scalar or dot product of two terms, force and displacement. What is this product? You have read scalar product, dot product in the product of vectors. So this is Fs cos theta, where theta is the angle between force and displacement, angle between force and displacement. So if no displacement or no force, then work is zero. Otherwise, if force is there, displacement is there, will there be work? Always. It seems that okay, F and S both are there, but look here, this dot and these vectors, that is W is itself a scalar quantity, work done is a scalar quantity, but it is the dot product of both F and S, not only F and S. Dot product means there is another term cos theta. So what will be the work done if you have this formula Fs cos theta? So Fw is positive if theta is 0, that is force and displacement are in the same direction. As I told earlier, the force acts on a body and it is displaced in the direction of force. Then why? Because force and displacement, they are in the same direction. Theta is 0, cos 0 is 1. So we can say that work done is positive. And in fact, work done is positive if the theta is less than 90 degree acute angle. Again, the work done is negative if theta is 180 degree, because cos 180 minus 1. So since cos 180 minus 1, so this work done will be negative. How can you say that work done will be negative if F and S are in opposite direction? You are applying force and displacement is in the direction opposite to the force. Can you suggest one example? It happens during the brakes or whenever an object is moving. What happens? The friction is in the opposite direction. So frictional force opposes the bending motion. So in this case, we find that work done is negative. Also, when F and S both are present, even then work done is 0. How? If theta is 90, because cos 90 is 0. What can you give example for these positive, negative and 0 work done? There is a piston, cylinder fitted with piston, and gas is filled in it, compressed. Now if the gas is expanding, gas starts expanding, then piston is coming up. Who is doing work? Gas. So in the piston, if the gas is in the cylinder fitted with piston, if the gas is expanding, then work is positive. gas is pushing the piston. So force and displacement both are in the same direction. So in this way we can give examples. Free fall of an object, the gravity is pulling the object downwards and it is displaced downward, so it is positive work done. So in this way you can give examples, and as per example you can find the direction of work, whether it is positive or negative. In case of negative, if you throw an object upward, if you apply the brakes, so work is positive, negative or zero. You know all these things. And what about 90 degree? That work is zero even then force and displacement both are taking place. If you neglect friction, the example of coolie, the coolie is having some box at his head and he is moving in any direction at a flat road, then box weight is vertically downward and is moving in any direction, so displacement and weight both are at 90 degree, cos 90 is 0, so work done is 0. But remember that you have neglected friction in this example, because friction is always helps in walking, so work done is 0 when we have neglected friction. Also in circular motion, if the speed of the body remains constant, we have read earlier what is the direction of speed and what is velocity and what is the direction of force, centripetal force. Centripetal force and velocity always at each and every point remain always 90 degree perpendicular. So what will be the work done in the circular motion? 0. So in this way we can give examples of 0 work done, positive work done and negative work done. We can see here that if there is an object from place 1 to place 2, if it is force applied on it is F and it is displaced, S is the displacement from 1 to 2 position, then we can find here that work done is positive because object at which the force is applied and displacement both are in the same direction. Then theta is 0. What is work done by the applied force? F into S. So here work done by applied force is F into S, and if the friction exists here, then what will happen? The frictional force will act in this direction. Then what will be the work done by friction? Then work done by friction will be minus Fs. Why minus Fs? Because this frictional force and displacement, they are in opposite direction. So cos 180 minus 1, so minus Fs. What about the gravitational force and displacement? If you calculate here the work done by the gravitational force that is mg, then you look here that mg and s, how are they? Perpendicular. Then say mg into s into cos 90, what will be? 0. Also, if the object is placed suppose at this inclined plane, then from first position it slides down and comes here at an angle theta to the second position. Let this s equal to L. Now what will be the work done? How will you calculate? Look here that this will be the mg, this will be the right angle triangle, this ABC. What will be this angle? 90 minus theta, this is 90. This is mg, this is displacement. How can you find work done here? Look, this expression Fs cos theta is given here, then you can write W equal to F is mj here, then you can write mg into s cos theta, or you write here simply find Fs cos theta, then you look here this F is mg downward and normal reaction of the object perpendicular to the plane in this direction. So first of all we calculate Wn, that will be 0. Normal reaction and displacement perpendicular. Second thing, work done in sliding out the object from position B to A. If you want to calculate, so you can calculate by mg force into displacement. Force is F s cos theta. How will you say it? S cos theta is the component of displacement in the direction of force. You have to find. How will you find here? This is displacement in this direction and force in this direction. Then what will be the displacement's component in the direction of force? Look here, this is L, and in this direction what will be the value of L? Look in this triangle, if this is L, this is theta, this is A, B, C. What will be BC? If you write here sin theta will be BC upon L. Then what will be BC? L sin theta. So this BC is the part of component in the direction of force. So this will be L sin theta. So you write here this L sin theta. So look here, in this at the inclined plane, what the formula of force become? This mgl sin. Now we can also write the expression for work done by taking the component of mg in the direction of L. What we have got here, the component of L in the direction of mg. You can also write here that if W is written here, component of force in the direction of L, then you will write L into what will be the component of force in the direction of L. Then this is the force or mg. Then what will be the part of this force in this direction, and the force can be broken into two perpendicular components like this. This angle, as usual from here, it is 90 minus theta. So what will be this direction? In this direction, what will be the part of component? That will be mg sin theta. And what will be this? Mg cos theta. Since we are concerned with the component of force in the direction of L, what is this? Mg sin theta. How have you written this 90 minus theta? This component along this direction in the friction topic, you have seen that this will be mg sin theta and that will be mg cos theta. If you write this is, then this is mg cos theta, and what about this? Mg sin theta. So what will be the work done? L into mg sin theta. Again you will get the same expression, L mg sin theta. So what I mean to say, that work is the scalar product of both F and S. Then it can be calculated by taking the component of either F in the direction of S, or you can write here this F cos theta into S or S cos theta into F. Both I have shown for inclined plane here, and it can be shown for the object placed at the plane. If the object is placed here, this is the F and this is the displacement, this is the angle theta, then what will be the work done here? You take the component of F in this direction, what will be the component of F in this direction? F cos theta. Or you take the component of S in this direction, what will be the component here? S cos theta. So F S cos theta, in this way you can find. So this is the work. Work is also done by the forces which are conservative and non-conservative. Are you aware of these names? What are conservative forces? Conservative forces are such forces, work done by them is path independent, like gravitational, electrostatic, spring forces. They are said to be conservative force. That is, work done by these forces do not depend on path. It depends only on the initial and final position, and work done for a circular loop is 0. What about non-conservative forces? Just opposite of it. Non-conservative forces are those forces by them the work done is path dependent, like friction. Friction always opposes the impending motion, you have read. And work done in circular loop by the conservative force is 0, that is not in friction. How can you write the conservative and non-conservative forces and the work done by them? Then conservative force and non-conservative force. Then what will you write for work done? Then you will write that work done for by conservative forces is path independent, that is, it does not depend on path, and here it is dependent. For any of the path from point 1 to point 2, if you adopt first path, if you go through this path, if you go through this path, the work done will remain same. And for any circular loop, the work done will be 0. These conservative forces are such forces, work done by them depends only on the initial and final position, does not depend on path. Examples: gravitational, spring forces and electrostatic forces. What about non-conservative force? They are frictional force, as I told earlier, that work done depend on the path by the force of friction. What about the work if the force is variable? How will you find the work done? Look, if there is a graph given between force and displacement, and the force varies like this. At this point the displacement is x1 and at this point the displacement x2. Then how will you find the work done? In this case, the work done by variable force, we take the portion under the graph of a very fine thickness, breadth. Let this is dx. For this strip of thickness dx, we can suppose the force is almost constant. Then you know what will be the area of a strip. This very small strip having thickness or breadth dx, then area of a strip will be this f dx, f into dx. As you know what is f into s or dx, then work, then the small work will be, you can write f into dx. If you divide the whole area between x1 and x2 and add the all strips area, you will find the total work done. This process is called integration. How do you write the net work done? Net work done is the integration of all the smaller work done, that is the area of each and every strip. Then how will you write here? This is f from x1 to x2. What will you write? This is f dx, and this will be the method to calculate the work done of by variable force. So far we have seen the work done by the variable force. If the force is given in the rectangular components form, that is f is given fxi plus fyj plus fzk, and displacement is given sxi plus sxyj plus szk, what will be the work done as per dot product? You know I dot I is 1, but I dot j, I dot k is 0 because I and k are perpendicular orthogonal vectors. What are I, J, K? Unit vectors along the x, y and z direction. Then what will be the work done? Then work done will be I into I term multiplication, j into j and k into k. What will you get? This fx into sx plus fy into sy plus fz into sz. A question is given that a force applied on an object is given I minus I plus 2j plus 3k and the displacement of the object is along z axis 4 meter. How will you write displacement? As 4 along z axis, then you write 4k. Find the work done. Multiply these. What is here? Sx and sy, 0. Then only the work done will be this into this. That is, here the work done will be written as W equal to 3 into 4, that is 12 joule. Such type of questions are asked. And remember one more thing, that partial fraction, this is delta fx upon delta y, this is del equal to del fy upon del x. If in any of the expression for force these equations are satisfied, then the force is said to be conservative. Here del fz upon del y and del fy upon del fx, fy, fz upon del x equal to del fx upon del z. If all these equations are satisfied, first, second and third, for any given force, if these equations are satisfied, these are the partial differentiation del, it is written, then that equation of force, that force is said to be conservative. For example, if you write the equation of force as F equal to 3yi plus 3xj, you write here like this, then what will you find? That if it is asked, tell this force is conservative or non-conservative. What is this? This is fx. And what is this? This is fy. You see the first equation, this del fx upon del y, what will be del fx? 3y upon y, that is 3, equal to this is del fy, what is 3x upon x, that is 3. Yes. Check other one, here fz is 0, then this and this equation you will find 0. What is del fy upon del z? If you write here del z, then what is del z? Look here, del fy is 3x, but x, well, with respect to z, what will be its value? 0. Then for second and third equation, you will hear in the third equation del fz is 0 and z value of fx with respect to z will be 0. So in these two equations you will find here this will be 0 equal to 0, this is 0 equal to 0. What are you getting here? This 3y upon y and this is 3x upon x, so 3 by 3. So this force, the equation of this force is representing that force is conservative. So in this way it is checked whether the force is conservative or the not. Unit and dimensional formula for work. As you know, work has its unit joule and 1 joule is 10 to the power 7 erg. This is CGS unit. Also work is scalar quantity as it is the dot product of F and S, and its dimensions are ml2 t minus 2 because this F into S, this F is kg meter per second square into S, that is meter. So this is its unit is kg meter square per second square. This is the unit and dimension for work. Now what is energy? Any object, any person which is capable of doing work is said to be energetic. Then what is energy? Capability of doing work, ability to do work. So its unit and dimensional formula same as that of work. What is mechanical energy? You know, mechanical energy means the energy obtained by any mechanic means. So mechanical energy, if you say what are its forms, then one form is kinetic energy, other form is potential energy. What is kinetic energy? The energy possessed by an object by virtue of its motion. What is its formula? Its formula is half mv square. How can you write kinetic energy related with momentum? You know, momentum is vector quantity given by mass into velocity. If I write here taking the only values, scalar values, then k is half mv square. Mv square can be written as v into v. In place of v, what can you write here? This p by m as v. So what can you write here? K as half mv into this p, half mv into p by m, and mv is also p. Then what is the relation? K equal to p square upon 2m, or you can write p is under root 2mk. The other relation you can also find, that is k equal to half pv. What can you write here? This is p and this is v. So in this way, how the kinetic energy and momentum, they are related. Other units of energy are kWh. You must be knowing calorie, amount of heat to given to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. 1 calorie is 4.2 joule, 1 kWh is 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. This is also called commercial unit. Also, this energy is measured in eV. 1 electron volt means electron accelerated by 1 volt. Its value in joule 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. So this is the energy. Now the important theorem, work energy theorem. Why should we study this? In any of the numerical, if force and displacement, now till now you have seen the work is force into displacement, scalar product of force and displacement. But if force and displacements are not given and you have to find the work done, then how will you find the work done? Look, the work energy theorem, it is the very interesting and important theorem. As you know, kinetic energy is given by half mv square and work done is force into displacement. Then what is the statement of work energy theorem? You should learn it, that the work done by all forces, every kind of force acting on an object, work done by every kind of forces acting on an object is always equal to change of kinetic energy, change in kinetic energy of the object. How will you prove it? You know that object is placed here, and if it is displaced from position 1 to 2 by applying a force on it F, mass of the object is m, and what happens, its velocity initially it is u and finally it is v. What happens, the force is applied in the direction of force, displacement is s. What can you write here? This v square minus u square equal to 2as. multiply both side by half m, you will get half mv square minus half mu square equal to half m into 2as. This half and 2 will be cancelled. What is this? K final kinetic energy minus what is this? U initial velocity. So K initial, this is the expression for kinetic energy, equal to, what will you get here? This ma into s. What is ma? Force. So force into s, that is work done. Here we have assumed that force is constant. So how the work energy theorem is proved? When the constant force is acting on an object, what happens if the force is variable? Now if the force is variable, then how will you prove this work energy theorem? If the force is variable, then let the very small work done by applying the force F on an object so that its displacement is very small, that is dx. What can you write for net work done? Net work done will be integration of dw. Then what will be written here? This f dx, from where to where? From x1 position to x2 position. The object is displaced. What will you write here? This f, as f is ma and this is dx, same limit of integration. You know what is a? A can be written as, here you can write here, this is x1 x2 m. In place of a, what can you write? This dv by dt into dx. A is rate of change of velocity, so this dv by dt into dx. If we can write here this expression as integration m this dx by dt into dv. What is this dx by dt? Rate of change of displacement. What can you write here? This is v. Now you can write here this expression as m is constant outside the integration sign, this is v dv. Now the limits will be as the limits of velocity, that is v initial to v final. What is v dv integration? V square by 2. So finally what will you get? This m v square by 2 with the limits vi to vf. So finally we get m v final square upon 2 minus m v initial square upon 2. This is the change of kinetic energy, that is k final minus k initial. So in this way, when the work energy theorem is to be proved by variable force, then these are the steps in work energy theorem. What is its role in solving the questions where F and S, force and displacement, are not given directly? Then how will you find the work done? Look the question. The first question says that from the Vt graph of a mass 2 kg, an object is of mass 2 kg and this is the velocity and this is the time graph. Suppose here the velocity is 50 meter per second and here this time is 5 seconds. Use this graph to find the work done when the mass of the object is 2 kg. Now how will you find the work done? As we have discussed, what is work energy theorem? Work done by all the forces is equal to change in kinetic energy, and change in kinetic energy means kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. What is kinetic energy? M by 2 V square, then V final square minus V initial square. Look here, initially at t equal to 0, what is the initial velocity? You will write here this Vi is 50 meter per second, and what at 5 seconds the Vf is 0. At x-axis the value of y is 0. This is velocity here. So what will be the work done here? you can write here this W equal to m by 2, 2 by 2, that will become 1 within bracket this V final, that is 0 minus 50 square. So, it will be minus 2500 joule. Why minus 2500 joule? Look here, from the graph it is also clear that velocity is decreasing. Similarly, look the another question. It is given that a small object is suspended by a string of length L like this. Its mass is m and a variable force is applied on it in this direction. The length of the string is L. This variable force is applied so gradually that the string comes from vertical at the angle of theta degree. Remember that it is given that this application of force which is variable is in such a way that at each point in the path the object remains in equilibrium. What does it mean? That its velocity doesn't change here from this to this. Then V initial is equal to V final. This you have to think reading the question. Find the work done by this force. This is the question. Look here, in the work energy theorem, work done by all kind of forces equal to change of kinetic energy. How many forces are acting here? Tension T in the string here and mass mg, mass is m, then weight mg vertically downward. What happens that the string is gradually brought from position A to B. Suppose this is the position A and this is the position B. As per work energy theorem, what will be right here? This W is change of kinetic energy. Since initial and final velocities speeds are same, so it will be equal to 0. Work done by all forces, these three forces are acting here. Then what will you write? This work done by tension plus work done by this applied force and work done by gravitational force. I will write here this due to weight. This will be equal to 0. Look, work done by tension is 0 because tension acts perpendicular to the displacement. Here tension and displacement are perpendicular, therefore work done by tension will be 0. Work done by gravitational force. Look here that mg is vertically downward and this tension is here vertically upward. How much vertical displacement has been here from A to B for the object? Suppose this is the point M and this is the point O, this is the point P. The OP will be the displacement. How will you find OP? Look here, this OB. What this OB? Here this is the length L, then OB, and this O from M to P, this is L. What about this length M to L? Look here, this is from M to O, this is the whole length is L, and from M to O, what will be this length? This will be L cos theta. Will it be? Then what will be OP? OP will be L minus L cos theta, the whole length MP minus this MO. So taking L common, what will you write? 1 minus cos theta. Therefore W gravitational will be mg vertically downward and displacement this OP vertical displacement. Either you go from this path to this or you can directly go from A to B. Work done by gravitational force which is conservative, so it will be force into vertical displacement, mg into this vertical displacement, how much is this OP? Because here from this to this line work done will be 0 because mg and this displacement they are perpendicular. So from this to this, what will be the perpendicular or vertical displacement? This PO. So this will be minus mg into L within bracket 1 minus cos theta. Therefore finally you will write there this 0 plus work done by force minus mgl 1 minus cos theta equal to 0. This proves that WF equal to mgl 1 minus cos theta. So in this way force is applied which is variable, and how the work done is calculated we have got it. So work energy theorem, how to use to find the work done, to calculate the work done if directly F and S are not given. I hope you must have enjoyed this video. Thank you.